Want to live on $100,000 a year in retirement? This is how much you need saved. All right, check this out. One of my man had sent this to me from Kiplinger's. I like Kiplinger's. I don't subscribe to it or anything, but look at my man here, crushing. Look at that, playing tennis. He's retired. Look at that gray hair. What a legend. Doesn't have a t-shirt underneath, dude. Oh, nasty. You got to wear a t-shirt underneath your freaking shirts, dude. Always got to have a t-shirt. No one wants to see your pits. No one wants to see your pits. If you're out there running around playing tennis, you're going to be showing your pits. Always wear your t-shirt. Dude, young man, as your old buddy, Uncle Josh, I'm your uncle. I'm a fashionista. Always wear a t-shirt. Always have a t-shirt underneath. No one wants to see your pits. Don't wear a wife beater because that doesn't cover your pits. Always wear a t-shirt. All right, actually, it's a funny story. My friend and I, Rich, he's from Louisiana. We went to go see CCR, actually. I think it was without John Fogerty. It was CCR without John Fogerty. We went to go see them in Niagara Falls, New York, in some summertime. We had a good friend who lived up that way, Buffalo, and someplace up there. Anyway, he took us out there to see him, and it was just funny. We met some. We were talking to some people like his wife, or I can't remember. This guy that we knew from Buffalo. We were talking to his wife, I can't remember. Some chick, and she goes, why do you guys both wear t-shirts? And we're like, well, we live in the South. In the South, you have to wear t-shirts so you don't sweat in your forearm underneath your pits. She goes, wow, we don't wear t-shirts up here. I said, well, maybe you ought to there, lady. Maybe you ought to. I'll never forget that. It's like, I never even thought about wearing a t-shirt. Like, I never even thought twice about it. She goes, we don't wear t-shirts up here. Why do you guys both wear t-shirts underneath your shirts? Like, because we don't want to look like idiots. Yeah, it was fun. We had a good time. They all got drunk as skunks. I'm the designated driver because I like women, so I don't drink, if you know what I'm saying. So they all got smashed, and your old buddy Josh got us home to safety. All right. So here, if we're going to use a simple 4% rule, we simply say we need 4% divided by the amount of money we need, in this case, $100,000. So $100,000 divided by 4% means we need $2.5 million. All right, no one's got that, so that's not going to happen. But most of us are getting Social Security. So in this case, Kiplinger's shows that we have the average Social Security benefit in 1976. All right, that's $2,000 a month roughly. That means we don't need $100,000 from our portfolio. We only need $76,000 from our portfolio. That's still $1.9 million that we need. All right, but here's the issue I have with that. Let me just give you an example. How does Social Security work? They take your top 35 years of indexed earnings, all right? Top 35 years of indexed earnings. What that means is the amount of money you made 20 years ago is indexed, essentially with the inflation. It's actually the average wage index, so it grows relative to what it is today. So if you're making $50,000 today, let's just assume that's $40,000 10 years ago and $30,000 20 years ago, $20,000 30 years ago. We're just going to say that. So we're going to say you have an average indexed yearly earnings of $50,000 a year. What we do, we take the average index monthly earning, average index yearly earnings of $50,000 a year, and we divide it by 12. So 50,000 divided by 12 is 4,166. That is our average index monthly earnings, our AIME. And from our AIME, we determine what our Social Security benefit is going to be. So we had our AIME. This is on 50,000 a year of indexed earnings. They take your top 35. There's a reason I'm putting this out. So we know the first, the 2025 bend points, the first 1226, we get 90% of that, or 1103. And the next amount in this case will be 2940, which we get 32% of, which will be 941. And we add those together, 941 plus 1103, and our total Social Security at our full retirement age, this is what's called our PIA, will be $2,044 a month. That's our amount that we'll get at 67 years old. That's making $50,000 a year of income. All right. So we're basically for every $50,000 a year of income, for $50,000 a year of income, we're getting $2,000 a year in Social Security, a month of Social Security. This guy says we're going to be living off, we're going to get Social Security in 1976, but we want to live off $100,000 a year. Well, I guarantee, if you're used to living off $50,000 a year, are you really going to want to double that for the rest of your life in retirement? The answer is unequivocally no. That's just dumb, dude. Come on, that's just stupid. We're not going to be living off freaking $100,000 a year for a cousin to living off $50,000. It's just dumb, especially each and every year adjusted for inflation. That's just stupid. So that's just a stupid one to look at there. So let's do this. Let me show you the reality of this. We're going to say we're living off 100,000 a year pre-retirement. That's where I'm working. So our AIME is going to be 8333. Again, we take our average yearly earnings, our average indexed yearly earnings, $100,000 divided by 12, that gives us 8333. All right, and that gives us a total PIA of 3216, $3,216. So 3216 times 12 is 38,592. 38,592. And we're just going to say we're going to try to assume the same level of income that we had pre-retirement. It doesn't make sense because pre-retirement includes 7.65 to FICA, includes income tax they had to pay the state and feds, and includes your 401k savings, whatnot. But we're just going to run the numbers to be even Steven here. So we got 38,592 is what our Social Security is going to give us, minus that $100,000 we need, minus $100,000 bucks. All right, so that gives us minus 38,592. That gives us $61,408 that we need. $61,408 a year we need from our portfolio. Again, assuming that 100,000 retirement is the equivalent of 100,000 pre-retirement, which is not. It's just not. If you need 100,000 in pre-retirement, you're going to need well below 80,000 retirement most likely. But again, we're just going to run the numbers for anyway. So 61,408 is what we need net of Social Security. We divide that by 0.05. That means we need 1.225 million or 228 million. That's it. Because I use a 5%, because 5%, 4% is just not. I'm not saying it's dumb. It had a wonderful impact to get people off 10% is the average rate of return. I can live off 8% and still add to my capital. And that's just stupid. But at the end of the day, the 4% rule is it's like the most conservative thing you can do. And don't do that to yourself, dude. Don't. 5%, just say, man, take 5% a year out. If you need to adjust for inflation, adjust for inflation. The markets get killed a la 2008, then tighten your belt. But in this case, we need 1.2 million if we're going to live off $100,000 if our Social Security was 3,216. That's a whole lot different than 2.5 and 1.9. Yeah, don't be silly, man. And then, of course, we don't even need 100,000 in reality. We'll even do 80,000 here. Let me show you 80,000 here because 100,000 gross is the equivalent of 80,000 when we factor in taxes, 401k. So 80,000 minus 38,592 is 41,408. Divide that by 0.05. We only need the 828,000 there to live on 80,000 a year, and that's not even including a spouse for Social Security. That's if you want to live on 80,000 a year, which is probably what you're living on more. You'll be still more than what you're living on right now if you're making 100,000 a year. All right, love your thoughts. Smash that like button. Don't forget to wear a t-shirt. God bless. We'll see you.